hello and welcome to what is episode 21 of The Violet Madness. My name is Mark, I'm your DM and your best friend, and with me as always are my travelling companions who are making their way through the plague-infested lands of Castonia. So we're gonna get straight into it, but not without introducing our players, of course. First up we have Stephen.
Well, I'm Stephen, and this evening I'm playing Sir Tyrion Shadowbane, the Oath of Vengeance Paladin, who's currently on the scent.
Very good, very good. Next up then we have Dave.
Hey, I'm Dave and I play Shadar Vicanis, Grave Domain Cleric of the Raven Queen. Shadar is a half-elf and you place him at around 100 years of age if it weren't for the fact that he was magically aged by an undead creature in an old manor house a long time ago. Shadar is actually only in his 30s and exists solely to destroy undead for the glory of the Raven Queen. Shadar has bright white hair and is typically dressed for battle in black leathers with a black chain shirt, his trusty mace and wineskin.
Lovely jubbly, thank you. And next up then we have Andy.
Hi, I'm Andy. I'm playing Mina Dumont. She's a 50-year-old half-elf with tawny beige skin and long brown curly hair. She is a College of Whispers bard, although at the moment she's feeling more like a hare that's running from a pack of rabid dogs.
Well, only time will tell and see how we go from there. Thank you, Andy. Next up then we have Matt.
Yes, hello everyone, I'm Matt. I'll be playing Elfric Elnaran, the half-elf evocation wizard. A bit of a scruffy, absent-minded fellow, not necessarily the most socially competent guy, but certainly helpful in a pinch with his fire spells.
Absolutely, that's been proven more than once. And last but certainly not least, we have Ryan.
Hi guys, I am Ryan, aka Deranged Rhino, and this evening I am playing Damon Phileas Venusht. Hello, my darlings. He's a tiefling artificer, battlesmith specifically, and accompanying him is his ever-faithful friend, Rocket the Raccoon, who he made himself.
Very good, thanks. And as always, our good friend Ryan here is active on Twitch outside of this game. He's playing slightly less fabulous things outside this game, but do give Ryan Deranged Rhino a follow on Twitch. So as I said, we're going to get straight into it. Very, very quick recap on where we have been the last couple of episodes, because it's been a real heart pounder the last couple. The gang have cleared the trials that were laid before them in the abandoned city of Leyden. Shadar has confronted not just some family ties, but also some past vices throughout the town. Also, some kind of present vices as well. His sisters, the tricksters that they are, have laid the foundations of doubt, especially among Sir Tyrion. So there's a lot going on there, but it didn't stop them in leading into a confrontation with the trio of grave hags, known as the Vicanis sisters, and it was a grueling battle.
And we all fought on the same side.
All fought on the same side. That is true. The power of teamwork and friendship prevails above all.
Against Esmeralda and the triplets.
That's important to note, especially for Mina.
Important to note.
But did we finish as a
it out
team?
there.
Well, you went in as a team, that's for sure. I think this is what At Death's Door Part 3 is all about. The story is not over. But so it ended in a grueling battle. As you can see from our little character snippets here, that some are wounded, some are hurt. For Mina, it's both physically and emotionally. But all in all, everyone has made it out of the defiled Temple of the Raven Queen relatively intact. I think we ended it just outside the graveyard of the temple, and I'm going to bring everyone over there now. And where... Sorry,
I believe the temple is on fire.
It is on fire, yes. So Elfric has taken the liberty of destroying or purifying the temple of its contamination that these abominations have brought
for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, to what was once a sacred and holy place, requires some drastic measures to once again purify it. So
just a heads up, Mark. On OBS, there I can't I can't see.
Ooh, that is because you do not have vision for these characters. Let me do that
Thank you.
very momentarily.
I never started the stopwatch either. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Give me just
It's
a
okay, it'll be
moment.
synced up with mine anyway.
So let me this will just take me one moment, so bear with me, please.
Cool.
But
Cool.
yeah,
Not like any of us are on the edge of our seat, anxiously waiting for confrontations that may or may not happen.
Perfect.
May or may happen.
May or may happen. will happen.
Sunshine, lollipops and rainbows.
Oh my, the time is slipping away.
Oh, how the time is.
So while I'm kind of fixing that, I think where we left it was Mina and Shadar had a conversation by the graveside.
Yeah, he was sweet, and I was mean.
Tyrion and Daemon and Elfric have just finished piling up the bodies and set fire to the temple. So I'll leave the floor open to you guys with whatever you want to do next.
Well, I think as the flames rise, Tyrion will take his leave and come out of the temple.
Yes, likewise here.
Probably wise to avoid the flames.
Yeah.
Shadar is just standing, looking down the path.
Is anyone in need of attention? Are we all okay?
No, I'm fine.
A little the worse for wear, but on my
Mina-
feet.
Mina has gone.
Unaware.
Gosh, she said she was leaving. She
Well, a
felt
lot
attacked and I offered healing. She shouted at me. And
I would have thought we would be heading back together after our triumph here.
I would have hoped, but
Well, to be fair, she won't have much luck getting across the lake with the boat going in circles. Would you wish to go to the family homestead and
I do
assess?
like to see the vault, and I don't know. I was thinking I'd like to come back here and dig my mother a grave. Maybe. So when we eventually get to Blackbone Barrow, I can destroy what she's become once and for all. If somewhere to put her.
Of course.
There's always a space next to the house where she planted and did her gardening. I think that's where I shall put her. But that's for a later date.
Which way did Mina go?
She headed south.
It doesn't seem like the best of places to be alone.
Oh, I wouldn't worry too much. I'm sure she'll see her own shadow and her innocent self will stop and come back. You know she's not one for adventure or tombs or dangerous places.
Maybe you're right, yes. Maybe you could be right. Well, she seemed fairly steadfast, as it were, and I mean we can go after her, but
Are you heading back to the estate, to your home?
I think so. Check the vault. And see what's there.
Okay, I'm going to head off and try and find Mina. Regardless of...
We should probably all stick together, I would have thought.
There could still be some perils around.
What even more reason for not to leave her alone?
Yes, well, let's go find her then, and then head for the family house.
She can't have got far.
All right then. Oh look, that's where that raven was.
As I say, I'm sure it was nothing.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Just
nothing.
a bird. These things happen, as I understand.
It's
Bird.
basically to a cleric of the Raven Queen. So.
It's a
Can't
bird.
read. You can't read too much into these things.
Not the entire Fool's Cap page of narrative I had written.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a law drop.
It was a lore drop.
This was the sight of the named headstones. Was it Mark or was it this one?
Twas below here.
Yeah, right. So Tyrion will just slightly divert off the path, allow the others to go ahead in search of dear defenseless Mina, and will kick over a certain stone.
Gotcha. I know exactly the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
So do I.
One of these headstones had Alfric's name on it.
It did.
Not.
It did, yeah.
Which one is then? That one's still there, is it?
It's still there. Choose any random one.
Yeah.
There's no set order, but yeah. There is indeed. It's just the name, no date, no nothing else. Just says Elfric Elnar.
Does it appear to have been there for some time?
No, freshly etched, but it's physical. It's not magical. It's like someone actually took the time to carve your name into a headstone. But recently, there's no moss growing on it. There's no kind of limestone patches on the granite or anything like that.
Okay.
Where is the boat?
Town square.
So it's kind of south of here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Mina didn't go quite to the boat, but she's definitely closer to it than the graveyard, just kind of leaning against a tree, watching the party. So I don't know where on the map, if anywhere, I should put myself. But
so you kind of where the very bottom of the map where the guys are now. But I can bring you all over to the town square if that's where you'd rather be.
Whatever works. I don't know if anyone else wants to play in the graveyard.
Is there any business in the graveyard yet? Left.
As obviously we were walking down together, did we see what Tyrion had done?
I think that would have been pretty obvious. Yeah, he just
Okay. I'm gonna have a quick scan then, because Damon had noted down the names that were on the stones, and he would have expected a certain one. Is that the one? There was a Tyrion. Was that the one that had been kicked?
Correct. The headstone knocked over was that of one Tyrion Gentleborn.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. No problem. I'll just carry on going once I've noted that then.
Okay.
Secrets are no fun. Secrets are for everyone.
That doesn't sound fucking creepy at all, does it?
No.
By my standards.
It was Andy being creepy. Mina is not within earshot,
She's a hag.
I think.
So Mina, you can bring yourself anywhere on that map if you're ahead of the guys by, we'll say, like a couple of minutes, so you can plant
there's
yourself.
No standing trees.
You could perch yourself next to one of these market tents or whatever you like, but this right here is your boat.
Yeah, probably over there. Assuming that it's sturdy enough to be leaned on, probably
let's
one leg.
say it is. If it's managed to stay upright all this time, I'm sure it's pretty well beaten into the ground.
So yeah, it's probably one leg against the wall, one leg against the ground, arms crossed, watching the party as they approach.
There she is. She seemed fairly annoyed with me, so I'll let somebody else handle this.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You okay, my dear? It was a bit of a run-off you did there.
We ready to go?
Well, aren't you as courteous as always? Are we ready to go, or I think everyone wants to head back to the estate, Mina? Won't you accompany us, just at least until we get back to the mainland?
Sure. And then she'll kick off and shrug.
Okay.
I won't switch maps because I don't really I don't feel the need to go onto the Vicanus estate, and there isn't one for the vault, so I'll just kind of leave it where we're at. But Shadar, as you're walking along the pathway to the Vicanus estate that would have been lined this time of year, it would be luscious trees on either side of the road, but still wide enough, for a horse and cart to still navigate through on the cobblestone. But alas, the trees are quite bare, poisoned by the pollution and contamination that Esmeralda and the sisters brought to the town of Leyden. But you do notice, walking along the path this time around, that for the first time since you all set foot in Leyden, you can actually see a patch of the sky through the overcast and through the kind of fog and murkiness. You can actually see some stars twinkle in the night sky, because it is nighttime now. You get a sudden kind of feeling. I won't dictate how Shadar might actually feel, but maybe he gets this feeling of, after all this time, Leyden is kind of free from the kind of chokehold that Esmeralda and your sisters had in it, free from the pollution and contamination and the magical kind of evil that had been drawn into the town and destroyed it and wiped out its people. But most importantly, Leyden is free from that evil that had sapped away at the Raven Queen's presence within Leyden, and you can start to feel that there's now an avenue for the Raven Queen's reach and remit to actually come and fill this part of the land once more. With that, again, your personal feelings is completely up to you, but you do feel that sense of accomplishment, whether or not you did it for yourself, but you certainly liberated a part of Castonia in the name of the Raven Queen.
Yeah, that's kind of tempered with a small bit of sadness with the fact that the temple itself is currently ablaze. But it can be rebuilt.
Yep, and as can the entire town, now that it is free of the evils that had occupied it. So it takes you a good, I think we said 10-15 minutes to get to the estate, and as you walk the winding trail up towards the estate, where you saw the entrance to the vault and it had the 3 bloodied handprints on it. They have now vanished. You take that to mean that each one of your sisters had a blood seal. Okay. And now that they are eradicated, the blood seal has been broken, and you may enter if you so wish.
He certainly will, yeah.
Okay, so you turn the rusted metal valve handle that secured the vault shut, and with a kind of like a bit of elbow grease put in, you manage to lift up the heavy seal, and a winding stone staircase leads into darkness. As you peer down, a very familiar, I suppose the last time you descended these staircases is when you were rushed down here as a child. When you enter the vault, again, pitch black, but your dark vision can pierce through the darkness, and in most areas, rubble and debris has kind of crumbled, destroyed an awful lot of your kind of family heirlooms and treasures. The stone door in which you hid behind as a child has been bashed in. So you see the area, that little kind of small room where you were kind of locked into, where your mother left you when the raid upon Leyden took hold. You can see that the door that you were hidden behind is now bashed in. The weapon you're looking for is exactly where you remember it, and it has not moved. It is still right there, in its hold. Just a very, very heavy collection of dust and stone set on top of it, but after that, it's very much intact. It almost looks as if some part of the vault had caved in around that area, judging from the heavy amount of broken up wood and stone debris gathered around it, but it doesn't seem to have damaged the weapon at all. It almost part of the roof kind of collapsed in on top of that area, but the weapon is very much so undamaged, as you would expect, because it is a magical weapon. But for the most part, an awful lot of your family treasures and heirlooms have been destroyed.
Okay, good to know. He'll go over and I suppose he'll put his hand around the haft of the weapon and just to get a sense of it.
Mhm.
Obviously, he knows that he can't lift it or move it, but he just to see if he senses anything or if he gets any kind of vibe off it or whatever.
Roll an Arcana check, please.
Oh, he's not good at these. +1. I think he's going to give himself guidance because he needs every bit of this. Oh,
Nice.
22.
Nice.
Yeah, with a 22, the instant you place your hand on the haft of this weapon, even though the vault around you is very much kind of crumbled and destroyed and in a dire state of disrepair, you feel this kind of rejuvenating pang of power from this weapon. You kind of tempt fate a little bit and try and lift it,
Yeah,
but
you would.
yeah, it's not budging. Like, you probably wouldn't make it known to the others that you're like really going for it. You kind of just subtly try and lift it, but it's not happening for you. But you can
Pulls it back out.
yeah. You can certainly get this huge, resounding magical power from this thing.
Nice. Okay.
You can feel it in the palm of your hand.
Yeah, feels good. Cool.
Can I tell what metal it is, or like what its construction is?
I suppose. I suppose because of your class and subclass, I suppose you probably would, and I will send you some basic details privately.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
Like very basic details now, physical stuff, not anything
Yes.
the weapon can do or anything. But yeah. I'll fire that over to you there shortly.
Yeah, no problem.
What do you think of that, my friend?
I will say, Damon, that it is some of the finest craftsmanship you've seen. Top tier stuff. Yeah, it's a very, and like magical weapons.
Yeah.
This is a particularly finely crafted magical weapon.
Does it have a crafter's mark?
No.
So it's not one that I would have seen particularly before.
No.
Or
Okay.
Q.
What?
Or Q.
Yeah.
Well, my friend, what do you think of that?
Well, I must say it's exquisitely made, huh? I don't feel like, I don't like to be boastful, but my weapons are usually pretty good, but even this surpasses them quite by the astonishment.
Yes. One day, I will wield this in the name of the Raven Queen.
I would say if one day you're able to wield this, you'll be one person to fear of many in this land.
Well, folks needn't fear me. Just their eternal judgment.
Maybe we'll just call them the unrighteous. How about that?
Fair enough.
Okay.
Right, well, I've seen all I've come to see.
Is there anything else down here?
Nothing of particular use. As I said, most of the stuff that might have been of some use has been destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyrion kicks a Holy Avenger out of the way to sleep.
Cool. Yeah, he'll pop back up,
Cool.
walk outside, and just have a sit down and wait for the others.
I'll head back up as well then.
Yeah, straight up.
You're muted, Mina, if you're talking to us.
I was gonna say I don't even think I really headed down. So
You just kind of waited in the lobby of the estate. Okay.
Cool. No worries.
Do we have somewhere to make arrangements for the evening?
Well, is Victor Vicana still floating around?
No. When he kind of told you
That he was
his
over
kind
there?
of he kind of when he mentioned his current situation, I suppose he kind of ran out of time, so to speak.
Okay, cool.
So he's
And was
no longer
hi-
floating around.
Cool. So we were trying to discern, was his message that we need to get there now, or is it something that we can not necessarily put on the long finger, but deal with like other
Yeah,
problems?
no, like I mean, it's so I suppose Story-wise, yes, but I suppose long-term campaign-wise, you do not have to do this straight away.
Okay, cool. Good.
It's the next main mission, but if we choose to ignore it for all the side quests, it will suddenly become less urgent.
So yeah, think of it as like a side quest as opposed to like Shadar's personal campaign arc, as opposed to the group party main arc, if that makes sense.
Cool.
So now, time will ultimately have an effect on everything, but you do not get the sense that you need to go up to Blackbone Barrow tomorrow. You know. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I'm happy to head off then. What do you think we'll be able to make it across? Sleep in a warm bed tonight.
No doubt.
Yeah. So
When is it?
It's about 8 p.m. And it takes a couple of hours to get across, but you'll be back in Mern, before it's too late. It's just navigating the waters now that it's dark, might be a little choppy, but it's nothing some of you might not have handled before, or might have handled before.
Well, I'm good to go, as the kids say.
Yes, I think I've had my fill of the place as well. No offense, Shadar.
No. It's beautiful indeed. It's day, though.
It may be again.
Yes, it will be.
So we're heading across the lake.
I better go this way.
Did we headed here by sailboat, right?
Rowboat.
Was it?
Oh,
rowboat?
sorry, no. Do you know
No,
what?
it was a
Actually,
sailboat.
it was a sailboat. Sorry, my mistake. Yeah, you're dead right. Sorry, I
So-
just said rowboat because that was what was on the map here. But you actually, Mina, acquired a sailboat.
Yeah. Okay, so extra propulsion isn't really needed then. That's fair enough. Okie doke.
Anybody proficient with sea vehicles?
No.
Nope.
Not officially.
Unofficially, though.
I mean, unofficially, if there was anyone who would.
I do have a pretty high perception, so if it comes down to actually seeing them, then yes.
I would like whoever is at the helm to make a survival check at disadvantage if that's the case, if you're not proficient at sea vehicles.
Okay. I will not offer guidance, given the last time I offered to cast a touch spell on Mina, so.
Oh, it's gonna be me? Yeah.
Well, I
that
don't know
makes
who's-
sense. Is anyone helping me out? So I could maybe just straight roll it?
You have to be proficient with something to
What
give
was the check again?
survival, but the only reason I gave disadvantage is because no one's proficient with sea vehicles.
I'll just do it.
Would anyone mention that the darkness is a negative factor in the sail?
Pardon?
The fact that it's dark, that's affecting the performance of the sailboat.
Not the performance, your navigation.
Right, well, if someone was to cast daylight on the front hull, would that improve things?
That would definitely improve things.
Well, Tyrion will go up to the front of the hull and on the foremost point cast daylight.
Nice.
So you're
Nice.
turning the sailboat into the proverbial Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
We've now got high beams.
Just don't forget to dip when you come in a passenger sailboat comes the opposite direction. Okay, I'll just take a regular survival check then.
Sure. Come on, Mina.
Yeah,
19.
I think it's
Nice.
perfect. You make it. The wind is good, Initially, maybe when you were leaving Leyden, you were kind of battling against wind. But maybe about 20 minutes, 30 minutes into your voyage, the winds kind of turn more in your favor, and
So-
you're able to...
On the way here, Mina was a lot more like, "Oh, I need you to do this," or "Oh, do that." Like she was commanding the ship. She had the pirate's hat on, and it was like a fun adventure. This time she's doing pretty much all of it by herself. The pirate hat is just kind of in the same place she left it when we got to Leyden, and it's like a different vibe.
Her heart's gone out of it. Okay.
While we're on the boat, I'm going to be spending the time fixing Rocket because he took quite a considerable amount of
Just a bit
damage.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything on the boat as a matter of interest? So we have Mina doing the sailing. We have Damon repairing. Anyone else doing anything in particular? Just out of interest.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm going to...
Because it's going to take a couple of hours before you get to Mirren, so you have time.
I'm going to cast Scrying.
Ooh.
And I got a Scry on Esmeralda.
Okay.
As it's kind of like a video call, me and my friends call it Scriping.
Nice.
Okay, so what is the DC? I know it. The DC decreases.
My DC is 17. My spell save.
But you've met the target, so it's +5. So she needs to roll a 23.
22. I think my DC is 17.
Sorry, 17.
5?
Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
To be fair.
I can't math today. Here we go. And sorry, is it wisdom? Wisdom.
It's a wisdom saving throw. DC 22.
Fails.
But it's a wisdom saving throw. She got pluses to the 17?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't throw her character sheet on.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure that you weren't doing yourself out of a +5 that you might have. Okay.
I can say she has at least a +5 to wisdom.
Yeah. So she's got 22. So she made it.
So she's actually going to willingly fail for a second. So what you see now, this kind of whole thing happened lasts for maybe 3-4 seconds. What you see is that cavern again, and you're kind of just over Esmeralda's shoulder, but she seems agitated. She's standing before a cauldron, and she's in this kind of coved cavern, the same you saw before. The ceiling is kind of open, and it's so far up that you can barely see the stalactites at the top, and she's hovering over a cauldron that's giving out this kind of reddish, some reddish mist is just kind of overflowing from the top of the cauldron and just flowing down at the bottom, and you're just kind of over her shoulder, and she's grabbing stuff off a nearby shelf and just throwing it into the cauldron. She seems pissed, and then a bat flies by over her left shoulder. She grabs it, tears off its head, and throws the bat in and just tosses the body away. And she just stops what she's doing, and she just turns around, and you feel that handprint around your neck burn.
Ooh.
As you get drawn right up into her face. And she says, "Come to Blackbone Barrow, Shadar. You've taken care of your sisters, but you won't take care of me. I invite you. Come." And she'll just cut off she'll just resist the rest of your scry. She seemed very, very pissed that, you've purified this area.
He gets a large amount of satisfaction from that.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have, yeah.
I don't know who he can ask or whatever, but I mean, Shadar would be aware that hags are fey creatures. So is he aware of the fact that his sisters were actually fey creatures, or and is he now kind of wondering how were they even those creatures? Can you become a hag? Can you be turned into a hag? So those kind of questions are kind of
okay.
Are on his mind. I don't know if there's a way for him to figure that out or not, or something.
Right now, probably not.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that you know for a fact that the Vicanis family do not have fey ancestry. So you would find puzzling as to how your sisters became hags.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And it seems very much so that Esmeralda herself is, a hag or a witch or something like that. So you're led to believe that she must have some sort of fey lineage, if not, pure fey background. So yeah, that's definitely some questions. I'm sure that they're teeming through Shadar's mind at this moment in time.
That's all for me.
That burning sensation around your neck stopped after the scry was cancelled, by the way. Yeah. Anyone else on Le Boat doing anything?
I think it's more just the atmospheric thing is in the side. Well, obviously it's not exactly silent with rockets repairs being taken, but the constant sound on the entire boat back is just of a whetstone sliding down the edge of a blade.
And you're just giving Mina the Kubrick stare.
No, he's not staring. I'm
just kidding.
Mina pointedly does not look his way. Just if anything, I might tack once just a bit too hard to send the boat shoveling so someone can't sit super comfortably and polish his sword.
Who said he was sitting?
Someone can't stand comfortably and polish his sword. When a sailboat tacks, it goes like this.
I don't like when Mum and Dad fight. It ruins my birthday.
Yeah, I guess that's the tension of Mom and Dad fighting, but not fighting with words.
Cool.
Dad goes around tightening all the pickle jars. And...
Wait until we get home.
Alfred, anything by you?
No, Alfred's pretty drained after that. He's got a minuscule number of spell slots remaining and a couple of wounds, so he's just gonna try and rest as much as he can.
Okay, well in that case, I'm gonna have to ask everyone, bar Alfred, to roll a perception check at disadvantage. Alfred, you will roll as normal.
Okay.
Because you're all occupied doing something else.
19.
Okay. DC is 16. So you're good.
14.
Ooh. I suppose that makes sense for Damon, though. He's very busy at the moment.
Yeah, he's very focused on Rocket.
So DC was 16, so Mina and Alfred. Cool. Okay. So everyone is kind of like doing their own thing. I suppose it would also make sense for Shadar as well, because he was kind of concentrating on scrying. Damon was kind of busy tinkering away with Rocket, and Sartarian, well, we all know what Sartarian was doing. It's faint, which is why the others don't hear it. But Mina, you're so concentrated on what you're doing, and Alfred, you're just kind of sitting at the starboard side of the boat, and you're just kind of looking out into what light is illuminating the waters around you, and it's just the faintest roar that the wind carries, and it's so slight and far away, but you feel at the same time that the power in that roar almost hits the sheets with the wind. It's not coming from Leyden, by the way, but it's not coming from Mirren either. It's like fully like due north of the lake. So we'll say Leyden is on the west side, Mirren's on the east side. This is coming from like the north of the lake, the very uppermost part if you're looking at the map.
Do I have any idea what this might be?
I was just going to entertain that.
Me sir.
I would like for Alfric and Mina to roll either an Arcana or... No, not Arcana.
History.
History, I think, would be...
History, okay.
History, yeah, I think history would be the most...
That's 42.
DC for this is going to be 17. Wow, there we go.
I guess I'll try rolling.
26 for me.
It's not a sea creature I've encountered before.
Not a sea creature. That's because it's not a sea creature.
The bog monster.
Alfred, that is the unmistakable roar of a dragon.
Uh-oh.
But very far away. Not nowhere near.
Okay.
Nowhere near.
Does anybody else... anybody else hear something strange?
I'm sorry, what?
Mina's just like tying it out, like, yes, I hear the roaring.
No.
No, it was only for a second. It wasn't like continuous roaring. It's just like like, you know, when you're, like, for anyone who's ever played Skyrim and you're walking along and you hear a dragon in the distance, kind of like that. Yeah.
Far off to the north, but if I'm not terribly mistaken, that sounded awfully like a dragon.
Well, that's not all so surprising, is it? We're not expecting to encounter a dragon in the bog, the supposed guardian of the blossom. Did the goblins not mention this?
That is true, but it sounds active, put it that way. What I mean is we ought to keep our eyes peeled. But I'm not sure. We wouldn't want to encounter it on the lake, put it that way.
No.
But it does sound far off.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it was close enough that it would want any immediate worry of an oncoming attack.
I'm assuming you guys can swim.
Well, in this armor, I'm pretty good at sinking. But,
there's
On
an
a good
idea.
day, I might not drown.
I heard that.
It wasn't against you.
Well, he definitely thinks it was. But, yeah. He looks even more perturbed now. He'll kind of go back in on himself and just pull his hood open.
You know,
Alfred,
Mean Mina is
rude.
I was to say, Mean Mina is rude. Unusual.
I mean, it needs some pocket bacon, I think.
Yeah, someone's entire need of some pocket bacon.
Here, have a... I can't say the word. Have a marathon. You're not yourself when you're hungry.
Yeah. Okay. Well, at least we know there's a dragon out there.
Yes, it doesn't do to forget such things.
Well, that's all we need. The dragon is probably in Esmeralda's employ as well.
Oh, why did you have to say that?
I find them to be a bit like a sermon in church. They drag on and on and on.
Okay, that's funny.
Awful beasts with large horns and wings.
Pointy teeth.
Yes, I wouldn't want to come across many.
Anyway.
You sail on, and no impending threats, no more roars in the night you hear. And after a couple of hours, you guys arrive in Mirren. We bring you guys over to the town map. And let's get rid of this sinister old music and put on something a little bit more sinister. No, I'm just kidding.
I found out today that the word sinister is a term for a left-handed person.
That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that. And do you know what taught me that? The Simpsons.
Really?
Yeah, the wife's a lefty. I call her sinister all the time.
I'm left-handed as well.
Kiddo.
Alrighty. So here you are back in Leyden. No, not Leyden. Mirren.
Did we
Well,
ever clear that graveyard?
You have not been to the graveyard yet.
No, I think we had to at one point. Shadar will thank each and every one of you. It's my friends, an ally.
I get my tail ready in case he fucking says sorry again.
I appreciate everything you did for me. And he'll look to me now and he'll say, if you require a fee for your service or the aid you
He will
gave, please just name it.
Roll her eyes so hard.
And then he's going to head for the inn.
Gotcha. Yep. Anyone else do anything? I will say it is probably close to midnight at this point in time.
Well, Mina's gotta secure the boat, so I assume she'd probably be like the last one off.
Mm-hmm.
Just tying ties.
No need for thanks, Shadar. It's good to have the opportunity to make a difference, and I think we've accomplished something there. I hope that Leyden will blossom again.
Yes, I think we did more than just avenge my tragic story, but
I hope so.
We have done a good thing here.
We're not finished avenging yet.
No.
Well, 2 of us.
I suppose we could call ourselves the Holy Avengers. What?
Yes. And I think this Holy Avenger could use a drink. What do you say?
Yes, I promised myself a large glass of wine once this was all done. Need to buy myself a new wineskin as well. Maybe this one will have a design on it. I'm not sure. And he'll head for the Inn of Tyrion.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'm going to stay back long enough to kind of help Mina with the boat, and then I think we also put a deposit with the guys that we got the
They're
boat
definitely not out right now, so.
But they're probably they're probably in the tavern, actually, in fairness.
I think Mina paid for like a week's worth of drinking for them. So.
That was meant to
and
go
then
to the
Shadar
boss.
gave the money on top of that, so.
Mina, my dear, do you intend to leave us?
Probably.
Why
She's
so?
not looking at you so much as working like the knots and furling the sail back up and.
Oh yeah, he's leaning against the edge of the boat, kind of crossed arms, just watching you work.
Doing absolutely nothing. Yeah.
Oh
well,
yeah.
he's that guy.
The fact is, he could probably fix it all up pretty quickly, but he's just like, no, she wants to do it. This is her role. That's fair enough. So, you don't want to stick it out then?
I'm not a fan of being threatened by my own party.
Wow. I can't say it was nice to experience from a spectator point of view, let alone a person of interest, what do we say? But
Yeah, I noticed there were quite a few spectators. I wonder if that would have lasted after he pulled his sword out, after he had impaled me on it, after I had already died.
I don't think it would have gotten that far. I don't think even Tyrion himself would have taken it that far.
I've seen lots of men decide when to commit murder.
I mean, we've done so in the means of trying to rid the world of evil. Like, there's only
that
so
seems
much.
to be the theme.
I suppose it's a case of whether you're doing it for the right reasons or not.
I said so much to Shadar that I intend to help, have done nothing but help, and have offered further help.
And I believe that is warranted and welcomed by the group. Again, I will say that I don't believe Tyrion would have actually made any attempt on you. I think between the bloodlust of fighting such evil creatures and obviously wanting to help protect his friends, I think he just got caught up in the moment.
Well, forgive me for not wanting to find out how true that is.
Trust me, I understand. It's not...
Do you?
Do I understand being on the vicious side of somebody else?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. But I'd offer, haven't we all?
Not when you're the righteous ones.
I don't think any of us can call ourselves righteous.
I think a pair of us do.
I think they do things in the means of a righteous name, which is, I suppose, of its own righteousness. I definitely can't say that I'm particularly righteous. I am well aware of that. I wouldn't say I was evil neither, though.
I think evil's an easy word. that those that have never had to deal with darkness use for anything that is dark.
Yes, there is certainly a few shades of grey.
A few shades of black.
Yes, don't I know it. Anyway, I would proffer to you that don't leave. If it makes you feel better, I will attend to you in the means of making sure you're protected, and I can, leave you with Rocket. I know Alfric is considerably squishier than you, as one would say, but I would be happy to leave him in your stead if it made you feel better.
No. Protect the wizard we know nothing about. Seems prudent.
I mean, honestly, do we know much about any of us?
I guess not.
So,
well, I'm
on the walk back, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Perhaps not. Not tonight. But I won't leave before the morning at the very least.
How's about this? Help us get the Duke back, as was our charge originally, and see how it goes between now and then. Honestly, I only came to you guys because, one, I was charged with finding Alfric and bringing him to a friend of ours. And once that was no longer attainable, it was to rid this land of whatever this illness is.
That's all I was trying to do.
So do it. With us. Things will sort themselves out.
I make no promises. Have a good night.
Are you not coming back to the inn?
I assume we're around the inn probably now.
Are you going straight out to your room then, kind of thing?
I assume the inn was a couple-minute walk from the dock, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So I assume we get there and the door opens and she's just like, have a good night.
I'm going to stop you before you get to the inn, if that's okay. So Shadar and Tyrion went ahead.
Yep.
Where did Alfric? Did you go with them, or did you?
I would have gone to make my way to the inn with them.
Okay. In that case, are you going together back to the inn, Damon and Mina?
Yeah, we were walking and talking, as far as I'm aware.
Can I get you both to roll a perception check, please?
I suck at these. I mean, I suck at everything, but
Nah. It's all narrative, my dude.
Like I said, I suck.
What are we doing again?
Perception.
Thank fuck.
23.
Okay, Damon, you're kind of
At least someone's happy to have me around.
So while you're walking and talking, I suppose like you're walking towards the inn, Mina, Damon is saying something to you as you head towards the inn, but you're not listening because something else has caught your eye. When you're walking past where your tokens are right now, close to the guard barracks, you kind of cast your eye down there, and you can see several armored guards loading up a wagon quite hastily. As I said, it's the dead of night, so there's like 2 guards like by the cart holding torches, and then there's maybe 3 or 4 others like hauling a load of stuff on, quite in a hurry. They're talking amongst themselves kind of loudly, but you're far enough away that you can't really hear the conversation. But there seems to be some sort of activity going on down there for sure. And they're just kind of loading on that cart. It hasn't taken off, like they haven't set off just yet, but you just noticed that. So you don't know what they're doing or where they're going or anything. Just a point to note. I see you also rolled a dice.
Yeah, that was more my curiosity. So Mina will probably just like hold out a hand for Damon to like pretty much walk into. And then when he does, put the finger on her lips, and she's gonna take a detour.
Okay.
A stealthy one, hopefully.
Okay. Roll stealth if you're being stealthy.
I'll follow.
Okay.
26.
Just as well, so you know, Rocket would still be guarding Alfric at this point, so he's
Gotcha.
not with me.
Cool.
15.
15 is also fine. So the guards are kind of preoccupied with what they're doing that they don't actually notice you guys initially. Sorry. And again, as I said, it's dark, and they're holding a pair of torches by the cart, and you get close enough to notice that they're hauling bows, swords, crossbows, axes, plates of armor into the back of this wagon. And when you get close enough that and you also hear them kind of say, "Now, you make no stops for anyone, you go straight there. This is a matter of urgency." And then you kind of get close enough that they spot you, and they throw a tarp over the back of the wagon, and they say, "Hail, citizens. Nothing to see here. Please go about your business. This is official town guard duties that we must perform." And they're he says that to you, and then like immediately goes to one of his colleagues and goes, "Now, tighten those reins. We're set to go in 5 minutes." And then he turns back to you again and says, "Well, come on, move along."
Is this the Duke's men?
No, Mirren
This is
Town Guard.
different.
Mirren
Mirren
Town Guard.
Guard. Where is there an issue, sir?
None that concerns you, citizen. Please, I would ask you again to move along and go about your business. It's late.
Well, as members of the Guardians of the Duke that's travelling through this town, I do believe it is our business to know if there's any potential risk.
Well, indeed. I'm sure that Duke Fenwell has placed utmost of trust in his guard, but this is a matter for our Duchess to know. And
Sorry, who?
so you're now in the to know dukedom.
Okay.
And that her jurisdiction overrides Fenwell in this area. So the guards, although they respect his position, they're not actually at liberty to take
they don't
orders
answer
from him. Yeah.
That's fair. Okay. Is there anything we can help with?
Actually, yes, there is. You can take a couple of steps back. We're trying to load on this cart here, and as he says that, and kind of like he doesn't put his hands on you. He just kind of makes this kind of back up motion. Another guard kind of comes around the side of the cart with like more bundled up like quivers and bolts and stuff like that, and just kind of like throws it on to the cart, and he just like zooms past in between you and that guard, and he just jumps into the driver's side of this cart and goes, "Come on, it's time, we need to go."
One more question, sir. Where are you heading? And I'm going to use my helm to read his thoughts to see what he actually thinks.
Very nice. Okay, so is there a role involved for this?
Let me... that's a good question. I haven't used this for a long time because I got bollocked
I think for
it.
surface thoughts, there was nothing, but if you wanted to go more than surface thoughts, there was
Okay.
a
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
So you're just going with surface thoughts.
Yeah, let me I'll tell you what, let me put it up in the chat so you can read it. You can detect thought spell from it as long as I can detect the basic thoughts.
So what he says is, again, none of your concerns, citizen. Go about your business. But what you detect in his thoughts as he's saying that, he says, "The Guardian Kingdom's cross needs us now. We must go with haste."
So it was at the Garden Kingdom.
Kingdom's Cross. The guard in Kingdom's Cross. We've no time to waste on this petty drivel. We need to get to Kingdom's Cross right now, is what you hear in his thoughts.
Fair enough. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, yep, goodbye.
Yeah, and like you didn't even get to say goodbye before he's like, yeah, and the guard or the horse in the cart just takes off, and the two guards then kind of holding the torches, they kind of just chat amongst themselves and they extinguish the torches and they say, well, I think you've seen more than you should have. I suggest you go about your business, and best not to say anything of what you've seen just now to any of the townspeople. We don't want to cause any widespread panic. The situation
No worries,
is under
darlings.
control.
We've already forgotten. Come on. And Mina is all of a sudden back to sunshine, personable,
Interesting.
Stormcloud is gone for that interaction so that they're not thinking anything's wrong.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, that was just...
I guess I get pulled away then. Yep, that's fine.
Yep, you get pulled away.
So yeah, so sorry, I don't know if you wanted to talk more on that before you got to the inn, but it's back on you if you'd like to do anything. Yeah.
Potentially.
Where do you know where Kingdom's Cross is?
Oh God! I know nothing.
Kingdom's Cross is, just because you would, anyone from Castonia would know Kingdom's Cross. It's a famous guard checkpoint. Basically, I'll just pull up the Castonia map real quick. So Kingdom's Cross links.
Oh, I see.
It's the crossway point in travel paths between Pethlin, Heathcote, Barinthus, and Mirren. It's a huge, it's a popular trading route. Heathcote is the capital of Castonia. Pethlin is one of the 4 major cities. Barinthus and Mirren are both prosperous towns. So it's suffice to say that a lot of merchants, a lot of travelers, a lot of adventurers, a lot of bards. There's never a dull moment in Kingdom's Cross because it's the crossway of 4 major travel routes in Castonia. It's probably the most popular travel point in the entire nation. Oh yeah, many times. I think everyone bar Alfric would have been there many times because Alfric's the only one that's not from Castonia. It's not a town.
Okay, sorry.
Think of it as a waypoint, but there's campsites there. People rest up there, and it's protected by the Guard of Castonia. Because
it's a pit stop, is it?
It's a pit stop, yeah. It's
a gas station town.
But there's little kind of merchant huts and and exactly like what Andy just said, people set up stalls there for food and provisions, and it's not just a checkpoint, although it initially was when back in the day, but it's become a kind of almost like a stopping point for traveling merchants traveling anything, because Kingdom's Cross is the most traveled area in all of Castonia between point A and point B, if you know what I mean.
Nice. Okay.
It's the centermost part of the country if you're traveling.
Would we know how long it'd take to get there? I can't remember what your scale is at the square.
Yeah, so each square, if you're walking, is 2 days.
Okay, so it's at least a week then.
So on a horse and cart, it would take them a day. So if they left Mirren 1, 2, 3, they'd be in Kingdom's Cross in 4 days.
Okay. Well, I guess it's why the rush is on, is to get it there in time, but it does seem strange that's on the route we need to take to get the Duke to Pethlin.
It is strange that they'd bring weapons from Mirren and not from Heathcote. Heathcote's a much bigger city with much better smiths and higher quantity, high quality.
I'll bring you guys back to the map.
In any case.
Yes, let's go and rest.
Yeah, you can feel free to tell the others. I just heard a commotion and I was curious.
It's always wise to keep an ear open.
That it is. Anyway, good night.
Good night, Miss Mina.
And she goes straight up.
Okay.
Back in the inn, Shadar is like deep in the wine, and there's, you know, Damon and Mina walk in like Shadar is laughing with tears, and it turns out she was a doppelganger all along. Anyway, oh, they're back.
I'll head over to them once Mina's
Yeah,
left
you just kind of see Mina kind of not even engage. She's just in the door, straight up the stairs.
Yep.
I hope you got me one of those in.
Yes. I drank it though because you weren't here. Allow me to get you another one. And he'll just raise the hand. He doesn't click. He doesn't.
I was just going to say you're a barman's worst nightmare.
He doesn't go. He doesn't go Garcon and click. But he does signal for another.
Yeah.
I'll have an ale, please. I don't like the wine.
No, very well. Ale then, my friend. Get one for yourself. Well, what kept you, my friend?
I was just locking up the boat, but actually, there was something on the way back here. There seemed to be a group of guards from the guard station to the south. They were loading up a consignment of weapons into a cart. They were heading towards the Kingdom's Cross.
Kingdom's Cross.
Kingdom's Cross. I've been there. It's a unique little place. But,
Really? What's it like?
It's full of sort of unofficial little stalls popping up and vendors of all sorts. It's rather like a cultural melting pot, if you will, where folks come and go and stuff like that, you know.
It's a bit like a constant county fair. There are always meanest types performing and...
Yes, those folks.
It's actually a very accurate description. Actually, yeah, it's like a big, huge county fair. Yeah. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Why would they be arming kings?
Why would they need weaponry there?
The guard themselves were very little on information for us. Apparently, we weren't deemed well enough to know.
You would assume... Well, I suppose... Marin is one of 4 main intersposed cities. Could it be that one of the 4 has fallen? Or are they attempting to keep something on the road from one?
Or maybe the bigger towns are too busy with their own affairs to help the littler towns like usual.
Maybe.
There was, apart from the driver and the guard, there was no men that went. It was just weaponry.
So there was some guards. Yeah, there was. Sorry, was a poor description on my part. I forgot to mention that when they took off, there was at least half a dozen men.
Okay.
On the cart. Cool. Yeah.
I'd
say maybe anywhere between 6 and 8 soldiers. Yeah.
Cool.
Did Mina say anything when you were walking back? Is she staying or going?
I've encouraged her to stay with us, at least to finish out the contract of getting the Duke to Pethlin.
She seems to think the entire party has turned upon her.
Oh, no. I'd hate to see her leave before business is concluded.
Would seem to be inaccurate.
I don't believe she thinks that necessarily we've turned on her, but just that you can imagine the shock of the confrontation that happened.
Oh, I'm sure she'll be fine in the morning. She probably just needs to sleep the stress of the situation off. Needs be, I'll apologize, but you know how these things go when you're surprised after such an occurrence.
I do, Satyrian, but I will be honest and say that I think you were bashfully harsh.
Suppose it could have been worse. It could have grown horns and wings. And I just stare at him.
So you're not going to ask directly then? You're just going to beat around the bush as you will?
No, I don't need to beat around the bush. You're back to your normal self. Unless it's something you feel you need to tell us, unlike Miss Mina.
Oh, you righteous types!
Honestly, Satyrian, I would love to know as much as you. I don't know if this is an affliction or what it is, but it's not something of my design.
Well, you seem to... I was slightly preoccupied when it happened, but you seem to have control over the fact.
Control of your arms and the willingness of them to do what they want for you is two different things. You can control your arm to pick up your beer and drink it, but you can't control it if it was to fall asleep because you've laid on it too long, could you?
Why would you?
I failed to see.
If you felt it was going asleep, why would you continue?
The point I'm making is I might be able to control them in the sense of I obviously was able to move around the room. As for how they happened, I don't understand that.
Well, should it happen again, perhaps we will gain some more insight. But it's not like we had several conversations about the pre-existent subject and you just never brought it up.
Yeah, that is a fair point.
Pre-existing subject of what?
He's speaking about Blackbone Barrow and Miss Mina.
Oh, I thought he was talking about me.
No. I believe I understood that reference.
Now, I know I'm not exactly as perceptive as Shadar here, but I'm fairly certain I would have noticed if you sprouted wings before. Or we were talked about the subject of the ability to do so. That might be suspicious and lead to doubt.
Shall I tell you the first time it happened? Would that make you feel more at ease?
If it wasn't in copulation, fire ahead.
What?
Bartender, I don't suppose you fixed the bath, have you?
No, sir. No, sir, I haven't. It's only been like maybe a day since that happened. Maybe at most 2. I can't remember now. But yeah, no, it's not been repaired.
There you go, Satyrian. That's when it happened. A day or 2 ago.
In the bath?
I was in the bath when we stayed here before we went on our travel. And it happened. I don't know why. I didn't suggest it. I didn't create it. I didn't foresee any of it. It just happened.
Tyrion, I'll get this kind of 2 and 2 together look on his face. Because I'm not sure I've asked this before, but how old are you?
Well, I mean, in terms of myself, against what you would consider age here, it would be, I don't know, somewhere in the range of 28 to 30 some odd.
Forgive my ignorance, but could this be some form of word has just jumped out the back of my head.
Puberty?
Tiefling puberty?
If you're asking me if I've reached my adolescence, then I can assure you that comes at the same time as it would do for most folk. As for tiefling adolescents. It's nothing that I've ever heard of before. But that's not to say that that isn't a possibility. Like I said, I am very much unaware of why this is occurring.
Well, perhaps we'll discover that together.
Is that before or after you draw your blade at me like you did Mina? Or
No, I
go
have no-
to?
Now, gentlemen, let's settle down a little bit.
You can just imagine Alfric in the middle like this.
I can assure you, Tyrion, through nothing else, if I ever become such as a danger to any of you, you have my full permission to take off my head as you did the sisters.
Well, I would say the same goes to myself if anything ever corrupts me.
I've got that one, don't you worry.
So we have an accord for now, at least?
Oh, I never held anything against you. You've not tried to, as far as I can make out, hide anything from me.
It is. I do think we should probably talk about this. Damon, do you not find it remarkable that we've been speaking about this place, Blackbone Barrow, for quite some time, and Mina has been present for those conversations. Not only tonight does she say that, oh, I've been there. Surely it was...
Perhaps she didn't know the
something.
significance of the place.
I mean, we have mentioned it, we have spoke on it. I will say, I will 100% agree with you that the timing does seem not only suspect, but also ill-advised. However, take it from her point of view. She's, a female in this world where very much adventurers run around, as you guys have gone and done loads of things, and of course, Tyrion with his blade would be something to worry for anyone. So, is it really such a surprise that she may not want to tell you things through fear of judgment, just like what happened?
Well, there would have been no judgment if it was mentioned in the first place.
You say that, but it's easy to say that now. If it had have happened where she mentioned it before, would you have been a suspect then? Or is it just because of the timing that has made it worse?
The timing was definitely escalated the situation.
Exactly.
Now, I've got no ill feelings towards Miss Main, and if needs be, tomorrow over breakfast I will discuss said things with her, and we'll iron this out, and she may come along. Without,
There's a reasonable explanation.
yes, there's always a reasonable explanation behind everything.
I'm sure there is, such as kicking over gravestones.
Yes. What was that about? You know my fondness for places of rest. I found that rather distasteful, my friend.
Oh, that particular one was cracked. Did you not see it was practically falling? It could have injured someone who was coming to
Insight check.
rejuvenate the place.
In fairness to him, it did actually look pretty damaged.
23.
Well,
Motherfucker.
Oh, so it's okay for you to lie to the party.
Fucking dice
Or to
gods,
keep
man.
secrets from the party.
Yes,
That's
well,
what
I mean-
mine is.
That's an important secret. His only secret.
I've said before and I'll say again, narrative
I love
dice
this
are
game.
the greatest things
Narrative
ever.
dice are just, they're all over this
Oh
game.
my gosh.
Yeah, you will just go, well, my friend, I mean, safety concerns aside, I mean, the whole of Leyden is not very safe, but please try and be more respectful in the future.
Of course, and when Leyden is back up and running in a metropolitan society, of course they'll have the utmost respect. It's a safer place now that we've left it.
Well,
After dealing with that.
I'm just speaking of the graveyards in general, my friend.
Of course. Perhaps if the Duke allows, we may check out the Merlin's fine resting places in the morning.
Check out what?
Merlin's fine resting places. It's all
Yes,
great.
maybe. I tell you what, my friend, I will make a point when Leyden is back up and running. I'll make a point of mending that particular stone myself. How's that for you?
No, of course. I'm sure it'll be right where I left it.
Excellent.
As for the commencement of our day, is there anything, Shadar, you wish you to do in memory of the sisters you lost?
I don't quite follow.
Well, I'm guessing your sisters weren't always so mean and callous.
Oh, yes, they were.
Oh.
Hideous beings through and through, tormented me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or however many days are in a week here. And yes, they were horrific creatures.
Sounds like siblings I've been aware of.
Well, so there'll be no mourning done here. The only people I will mourn are my mother and father. And of course you lot, should the Raven Queen take you.
Oh, it's nice of you.
Yes, it's what I do. Well, I feel like I've had enough. I think I'm going to get some water, brew my little potion that I make before I go to bed, and knock it back, as it were. Hopefully I'll have a good night's sleep.
Yes, long overdue some rest myself. I shall retire to my room.
You'll head up, and I'll mark off one of my teas.
Too bad.
All right, we're advancing to the following morning then.
Did you get my whisper in case? Oh, sorry.
I did not.
It's back up it's back up on roll 20 there. Just in case anything happens tonight.
Oh, sorry. Okay, cool. I have noted that.
If I can,
Mm-hmm.
depending on how the room layouts are, whichever room it was that Mina took, can I try and take the room next to it and just leave the jar doors slightly? Just to keep an ear out as such.
Yes, I think that would be fine. All the rooms are on one corridor, just, they're all close enough by, so whether or not you're right next to her would be irrelevant. You'd still hear stuff if you cracked her door. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that then, so.
Cool. Okay. So you guys all get a well-earned rest.
Yeah.
Long rest. No, you do not.
3 level.
Hey, it was a try.
This is a milestone campaign, and that was not the milestone we were looking for.
Sure fucking felt like one.
No, in fairness, it was a biggie, but not the be-all and end-all in terms of experience-wise. So,
I'm assuming we're not getting the inspiring leader this morning.
No, you are not.
If she could do the opposite, she would.
in fact, I would like Damon to roll a perception check and Mina roll a stealth check, please.
Cool. Let me message you something real quick.
I did at disadvantage because obviously I would be sleeping, so this is more kind of trying to keep an ear open while also getting some rest.
Okay.
Don't know if a
I figured
passive
that was
perception
fair.
of 24 would help, but anyway.
Sorry, let me roll.
You can roll with advantage, actually, given the information you just sent me.
Sorry, when we're rolling stealth?
Stealth with advantage.
Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run.
Yeah, 25.
Not even a 24.
Like the wind, you guys wake up that morning and head down for breakfast. No sign of Mina.
There was a hat.
So I would ask, what times are you guys getting up at? What times are you waking up at?
Usually,
Except for Mina.
5, 6, or 7 usually for me. And whenever the sun rises.
And the smell of bacon fills the inn.
Yes.
I'd say that I probably would, like, usually I'd be a late sleeper, like kind of 9 or 10, because as a blacksmith, I work quite late rather than. But if I was to hear commotion outside, again, thinking, oh shit, what's going on, I probably would wake up when
no commotion. No commotion. So I suppose breakfast would normally be in around the 7 a.m. region, but if you guys, like Shadar, if he's 5 or 6 or whatever, that's up to you. Whatever time you wake up is the time you wake up. Just want to get a chronological thing going here.
Yeah, he'd be up about maybe 5:30, 6.
Okay.
And if there's a bathroom there, he'll he'll wash up. He'll just throw on some fresh Under Armour or undergarments, and he'll walk down and he'll just maybe take a wander to the edge. In fact, he might walk over to Merrin Graveyard.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Given that there's a graveyard there.
Yeah.
Might go for an early constitutional.
Okay. So you do that. You kind of, not expecting the others to be up. You just kind of do the things, and you kind of head on out. And you head to the graveyard. It's like it's on its own kind of island just off of the mainland, and it's connected by a very long wooden bridge. And the morning sun is kind of just looming over the low-lying lands to the east, and it's just kind of, you're getting those kind of nice orangey rays of sunlight hitting down onto the like slightly elevated land of the graveyard. But you can tell because of the way the cliff face is, or not the cliff, the cliff face, I suppose you could call it. At nighttime, this graveyard would look particularly gloomy, which is probably something you'd like.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's big. It's a big graveyard. It proportionally, it's like nearly a quarter the size of Mirren Town. You kind of have a look by some of the mausoleums, some of the graves, and some of the more ornate headstones. Obviously the vast majority of names you wouldn't recognize, but there are some names that you would recognize as like past big names, mainly within the Castonian army, or maybe some previous clerics or paladins that you might have read about in Castonian history, that kind of thing. Like Merrin is a small town, but it's not without its people of note that had once come from there, but have obviously since been laid to rest. You do notice at the very top of the graveyard is a very large mausoleum, and there is, in fact, a over the stone arch to this mausoleum, in a circular kind of stone crest above the door, is a symbol of Torm.
Oh, my friend Sir Tyrion would like this place. Yeah, well, he'll kind of. He's not really like I'm not really looking to achieve anything. He's just going for a wander. Any kind of investigatory stuff, like it's not going to happen now anyway. So he'll just notice and kind of wander back and maybe stand on the bridge for a while and reassess the people he's chosen to hang out with and that kind of thing.
Okay, and as you're walking back down, it's, as I said, it's like a slight. It's on a decline now that you're coming back, and you're kind of looking out beyond the island down onto the docks. here. You can see that the fishermen are already kind of starting to set up. It's about 6 a.m. 6:30. They're kind of starting to get themselves ready and getting all their tackle and moving stuff onto boats and all that kind of stuff, which is where I'm going to jump over to Mina, who is at the docks at the moment. And yeah, so you're kind of, Mina, I think you're returning the responsibility and ownership of the boat back over to the fishermen, who who I must say are looking like they are quite hungover at this time.
I guess there's not really much to it. Mina just kind of walks over super bright and early when she knows the fishermen are just kind of getting set up, and she would find someone that she recognized from them to go and get them, since they wouldn't be here if they don't have a boat, yada yada. She waits. And then it turns into like, hey, I brought it back, one piece.
Yeah, and you can see like the very visible kind of hangover stubble that the fisherman has, and he's just like, yeah, it looks in pretty good shape, lass. Thank you very much. Did you get everything you needed out of it?
And then some.
Mighty glad to hear it. And anytime you ever want to use our boats, you just say the word. You kind of get the feel that he's like still a little bit drunk.
Yeah.
So you just say the word, and me and my boys here, we're gonna sort you out with anything you need at all.
Well, thank you very much.
So what's a fine young lady like yourself gonna do now? I take it you're not here in Mirren for much longer.
I was debating leaving myself. I don't know, as bard folk, there's always a song in our hearts meant to carry us somewhere far and fun.
I hear you. You just be careful on them roads out there. I heard last night that people being attacked, and I had no. Apparently, some of the guards are gone to check it out. So
Attacked
you
by
just
what?
I don't know. All I know is my boys were allowed to get rowdier than usual last night because town guard presence been slacking. Apparently they sent a few. I've heard that they sent a few heads over along the old trail to investigate it.
She probably does one of those like laughs when he makes the joke, like one of those hand on chest. Comes back, and then she's like, "Wait, has this happened before?"
What? People asking me for renting my boat?
No, hun. Attacks outside and the guards leaving and...
No, there's roads up to Kingdom's Cross are well traveled. There's always a presence of... there's always people coming up and down those routes, and there's always kind of guards posted from Kingdom's Cross and the adjacent towns kind of going to and fro, so... if I was a bandit or a raider, I'd be looking for the less popular routes. Less chance of you getting your belly pierced by a blade.
Well, I'm not one for fighting much, so I wouldn't want to encounter any bandits. But that's such a shame. Kingdom's Cross is like a bard hotspot. I've heard.
Oh no! And he's kind of put his hands up and he's like, I didn't mean to frighten you, lass. I'm sure you're traveling in the daytime. You'll be fine. Like you just wait until there's a nice group of people leaving from Mirren that you can travel with. Safety in numbers and all that. But look, the guard have been sent out from what I heard last night, and they're going to take care of this whole mess like really fast. So you don't need to worry yourself.
Okay. I'll try not to worry too much. But, thanks. Thanks for letting it ground now.
Yeah, you take care of yourself out there.
You too.
And as you're kind of walking away, the fisherman kind of walks up the kind of boardwalk onto the ship, and is like, all right, guys, let's go out and catch some fish. Who am I kidding? Let's get fucking wasted again. And you just hear, you just hear them all cheer. And yeah. Anything else you'd like to do before we jump? I was about to say jump ship to the next person. Pardon the pun.
No. Jump ship.
Okay, back at the inn. I think it's about probably breakfast time at this point. For whoever would like to do anything before, or if you'd like to just fast forward again until something else happens, then absolutely.
I think Tyrion will just be Ron Swanson in the breakfast, having all the bacon and eggs, sitting there ready to go, waiting on everyone.
Okay.
I fear you misunderstand me. I didn't mean bring me a lot of bacon. I meant bring me all of the bacon.
If that's the case, then I presume Alfric and Damon kind of get up at their leisure and they get something to eat. I think Shadar would probably return. Mina, if you're returning as well, or if there's anything else you'd like to do before we kind of get onto the main topic of the day.
Probably not. I probably won't be there.
Good to go.
Okay. You're not gonna be there? Okay. So you guys all notice that you're sitting around having breakfast, getting your gear together, getting ready to travel, presumably, and go kind of get the Duke. You notice that Mina has not shown her face.
Anyone seen her?
Not
Since
since
last
last night, no.
Oh, has anyone checked her room? No, Christina all over again, is it?
Hopefully not.
Oh.
Wait,
I hope
isn't
not.
that the one that ended up in that weird, place?
Yes, the Tower of the Banshee.
Yes. Well, let's hope not then.
Yes, indeed. I suppose, Mark, I'll go up to the proprietor of the inn and I will say, well, has our bardic friend dropped her key back, or?
No, sir. Nope. Still checked in by all accounts.
All right. Well, he'll pop back and relay that information, and he'll say, yes, well, not sure. She told me she wanted to leave. You said you had a word with her. Damon. Maybe she's staying. It's hard to know. But,
Would you like to check her room?
seems like an invasion of privacy, but maybe we give her an hour? Or
You know, I do believe I may know exactly what is going on. Before we went to Leyden, she was aware of our intentions to visit the graveyard, and you know how she hates tombs. She's probably gone off to get horse supplies or some such instead of joining us in the graveyard trip.
Oh yeah, where is that horse?
Oh, horse supplies.
Yeah, I know. That's Horse
Glad I
supplies
could
is
clarify that for everyone.
Horse supplies is the general merchant's store on Whore Island. So, so
I don't know if they know where I dropped the horse off, but they could.
Okay.
I don't really mind either way.
I was just going to say that most likely in the stables in town is where Neil would be.
Ye old glue factory.
Well, look, let's head over to the. I did a little bit of a recce myself. I was up quite early and went for a walk over to the Merino graveyard. Quite stunning.
Oh, excellent. Hopefully, your walk will aid us finding Dramar's place of rest.
Well, there was a large tomb right at the end. It's trappings of Torm all over it. I can only assume that's it.
Sounds like a lead to me.
Indeed.
What is it about you guys that you love walking off on your own?
Well, I enjoy an early constitutional. Gets the liver functioning and working as it needs to do, and I like to get up early, watch the sunrise. Every beginning has an ending, and I like to see them both.
I can't watch the sunrise. It sets me ablaze, and I'll just look at Satyrian and wink.
How sad. Right, shall we go?
Yes, lead the way. You have the expertise.
Oh, certainly.
So you are heading to Mirren Graveyard, correct?
Yep.
Well, I have a map for that. There's a map for that. So, Mina, you are going to be on this map, but that's just kind of for visibility. You are not actually there. Oop.
I'll leave a message with the tavern guy that's where I head in and to give to Mina.
Okay. So you guys should be able to see that map now.
Yes, I can.
So again, Shadar, you kind of lead the guys through the graveyard, and you kind of point at the particular, architecture of some of the graves, and you kind of comment on, how well the craftsmanship is done and all that kind of stuff, and just pointing out the stuff of interest along the graveyard that you found interesting. But you do lead Tyrion to the top of the graveyard, which bore the symbol of Torm on the mausoleum.
Is there any familiar names here?
Looking around, you don't see any names that are familiar to you, unless you knew anyone from Mirren. You probably wouldn't recognize any of the names.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's just down this way.
Oh, yeah, lead the way.
Yeah,
That's quite strange.
So yeah, peering inside this mausoleum, you see a large stone tomb, a shrine with some candles lit all around it. So, they're not all lit, but some are. They're kind of flickering in the kind of gentle breeze that's swooping inside the tomb. And then directly opposite that, over here, you see a large stone statue of a dwarf, and he's holding like a large mace and a shield. And over the tomb here, Sir Tyrion, you see carved into the rock face above the tomb, kind of like the arch over it, it says, "Here lies Dromar the Unrelenting, or the Unyielding, sorry, Paladin of Torm." As you look to the shrine over here with the candles, again, this has a similar placard to what you'd seen in the previous mausoleum that you were in, but this one says something different. It says, "Only those whose blade is guided by the will of their god can cut their way forward."
Is this the one to Torm?
This is the shrine. Yeah.
To Torm.
And this is the statue of the dwarf, yeah.
Okay. I'm not paying attention to the plaque, but I'm going to go over and I'm just going to go down to one knee, kind of rest my head down, say my blessings to Torm.
Mm-hmm.
It's only the one whose blade is guided. And
where is that? Here?
That's written on this statue here. It's more of like just a shrine to Torm.
Mind yourself there, Damon. Just pop out of the way there. Let me try something.
I'll very quickly try to finish my blessings and then I'll get up and move back.
Sorry, beep beep.
Beep beep, motherfucker.
He will cast Guiding Bolt at level 1 on it.
It hits off the kind of glistening rock. You do see that your spell does make this, like normally a guiding bolt hitting against a rock, the rock would just go explode. But the rock seems to like shine and glimmer brightly for a moment, but then it subsides and nothing happens.
I believe you're on the right avenue, but the wrong instrument. As Tyrion will step across, unsheath the blade, and strike the wall.
Okay. Ba-ding! Nothing.
What were you saying?
Have you considered your divine smite, Tyrion?
What's the riddle?
Only those whose blade is guided by the will of their god can cut the way forward.
Some sort of divine magic, perhaps?
What's the
Something
statue
that
holding?
you could use your channel divinity to do that would give you advantage on attack rolls.
Statue is holding a shield and a mace.
Where's the music stop?
No.
It should be going.
Oh, I can hear it now. I just turned it up. Let me chalk off a level 1 spell slot there.
And this is Torm, right?
Yep.
Yeah, smite the wall.
You gotta smite the
Could be
wall?
a-
It's a book like this where it's written
Yeah.
on the plaque. Like it is like a doorway shape or like a large enough wall to.
Yeah, it's large enough, but it doesn't look like a doorway. It just looks like a shrine. But you did notice that when Shadar cast Guiding Bolt, it did it would have exploded the rock, but there is something magical about the rock. It just
It's
glimmers.
something different.
Yeah.
Maybe I could cast guidance on you.
Well, it would be guidance from the Raven Queen. I'm not sure that would be pertinent in this case.
Smite the wall.
Smiting the wall. Okay, so this time after recoiling from the attack of your regular strike against the wall, you call upon the divine power of Torm, and your blade just burns with this white burning light, and you just strike it one more time. And this time, the rock glimmers brightly and shines brightly. It was kind of dimly lit in here, but it just completely illuminates. Like a flashbang went off in there. And when the light subsides, the statue behind you moves, revealing a stone staircase leading down.
Good show, my man.
Excellent.
Well, who
Not even
wants to
walls are
descend the
safe.
staircase in the creepy tomb first?
Well, this isn't the first time this has happened.
I mean,
Down he goes.
right, let's,
Business as usual at this point.
right,
Let me bring you guys over. Sorry, Mina, we're gonna have to.
I'm already there. Hello. What took you guys so long?
So, you descend the staircase, and again, you find yourselves underground. No surprise. And as you set foot down there, Tyrion, I presume you're the first to descend the staircase, all the torches set into the stone just illuminate. And then before you, another statue of the same dwarf holding a mason shield. This one a bit crumbled. All the candles are out. It just illuminate. There is a placard on this statue.
Make the way to the statue.
Okay, you do see another path goes down this way into a large open space. On the statue, Sir Tyrion. Just get my notes here. What exactly it says.
Hail the witch.
So on the statue, it says paladins channel their power through the belief and the favor of their god. But when power fails ye, or when one becomes too reliant on their power, how much metal does the righteous paladin yield? And then beneath that are just kind of like instructions. It's like to advance forward, you must doff your armor and not rely on the power of your god. Only you may enter, Sir Paladin. If you are accompanied, your companions must wait here.
Looks
All
like
right.
this one's on you then, Tyrion.
Right. Good luck, my friend.
Yes.
I tell you what.
30 minutes later.
Allow me to bless you. Shadar will cast bless at level 1.
Okay.
It's only for a minute, but you never know. Might help.
No, see, it cancels out yours God's effect as well as mine. Really?
So Tyrion, what this kind of challenge is asking you to do is not rely on the power of Torm, but on your own.
So he will deselect his... Take off his armor, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
No armor?
Because your armor, yeah.
I'm going to go up to Satyrion and just say, like, do you believe that you can be helped by outside means? Like, that's not to do with Torm?
No, I say. I must do this alone, as it says.
As you wish.
Thank you for the
Good
offer.
luck.
Yes, good luck in any case, even though we cannot render you any physical aid. We all wish you the best, I'm sure.
Hopefully see you soon.
Don't die.
Do you have any pocket bacon I can eat while I'm watching?
If you fail, we can remember you with it.
We will immortalize your pocket bacon.
Sprinkle it on your grave.
As you enter this more kind of open area of the cavern, again, these torches just illuminate. And behind you, this kind of glowing magical barrier just closes off that bottleneck between yourself and Damon, but also down here as well, meaning you are trapped inside this this large open cavern area, and you hear a voice. It just seems to be coming from the walls. This deep voice that says, "Send this hideous creature back to where it has been summoned from." And before you, on a summoning circle that was kind of burned into the ground. And I'll control Z this. Whoops, that's the wrong layer.
It's not me. I'll say that right away. It's not me.
I just controlled Z and then Roll20 just broke on me.
Yeah, same here.
Same.
So you see this fiendish looking creature, this disgusting, hideous monster that just appears on this circle, and it just looks around, kind of confused looking. And it just lets out this kind of screech, half a bark kind of thing, and it looks at you, Tyrion. And I'm going to ask you to roll initiative.
I would, but the token got yeeted up to the top half of the tomb.
Yeah, we're on the top half.
Yeah, I can't see the bottom.
Oh, I don't think you ever could, Mina.
We're back up in the...
Yeah. I don't know how that happened. Oops.
Weird.
Let me rectify that. Boom. Boom.
Teleports.
Boom. Boom. I want you in my room.
Rectify, not rectory.
You rolled a 9.1. Add turn. Oh, there it is. Oh, you're in there twice. Roll20 is just really slow for me then. And initiative. That is an Armanite.
An Armanite. Can we shift Z it now?
Not to be confused with Marmite.
Yeah, I think you control Z'd, and that was. I think that's undo.
Oh, yeah, doi.
Yeah.
Never mind that. Yeah, this thing is a real piece of work. Get his character sheet up.
And that's what will happen to Meal if he carries on the way he goes.
Yes, and Tyrion, you know straight off the bat that this thing is a fiend. And let's get some battle music on up in here.
So we took his plate armor off, but we've had to leave the shield.
No, you have your shield.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Spock. Money's on you.
You can do it.
So this thing just gallops towards you, Tyrion. I think its reach is... No, it's 5 foot. And let's get the ball rolling. Claw attack coming at you. 13 to hit.
Hits.
Shadar, Elfric.
Amazing.
5 gold on it last.
Oh, sorry, I just rolled
5 rounds.
There we go. This thing slashes down, and this big claw just comes straight down, and you feel the crackle of electricity burn against your chest as it swipes. You take 18 total damage, 13 slashing, 5 lightning. I actually can't hear the music at all. Can you guys?
Yeah, I just turned up real loud.
Oh.
If you want to turn it back up.
Oh, I hear it
I
now.
can turn it down. There we go. Yeah.
I can hear it now, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, there we go. Anyway, just for ambience. Yeah, that's... Oh, it gets another attack, sorry. And...
I think 4 songs are playing at once.
Yeah, actually, I forgot to cancel the other one. Boom. Boom. And yeah, so it's gonna, once it reels down with its claw, it's gonna turn and try and kick you with its hooves. 17 to hit.
Hit.
I'm gonna need you to make a strength saving throw as you take 9 bludgeoning damage. It behooves you to move.
8.
8.
Well, if he's not using the will of his god, does he get the?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. You would not. Yeah, it's just here. So you are knocked prone.
Moon.
It is, in fact, your turn now, though.
Well, let's spend half that movement to stand back up as he grits his teeth and swings with Widow's Fury.
Yeah.
So, is that 11 or 18? 11? As he gets an automatic improved divine for 7.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Let's keep that actually. Yeah, because that's kind of.
Alright, well, the first one was 18.
I hadn't actually factored that in, so let's just say you have it.
Swing again. Ooh, 16.
Just hits.
Okay, so we're at 16, and there is another 16 points of damage as well.
So 16 and 18. So this thing, yeah, two very good swipes, and you see you cut open, like it got you in the chest. You kind of swing and you tear, like almost like an X mark on its chest, and just some blood spatters out, and this thing lets out another one of those kind of half bark, half screech, and you can see that its tail just kind of flares up, and you can see like almost like dagger teeth on this thing's tail.
Awesome.
Anything else from you, sir?
Nope, no spells, so no bonus actions.
Alright, this thing is going to go up yet, and it's going to attack you with said tail. For a 16 to hit.
Hits.
You're going to take 21 points of slashing damage as this barbs and this tail just dig into your flesh, and as it pulls out, it takes like a little chunk of yourself with it. And it's also going to... Oh, should have done that first, actually. Look, never mind. Just a basic hoof attack, then. It's going to reel up on 2 hind legs and come down on you. 25 to hit.
Hits.
For 14, and another strength check as it tries to knock you over again. You're knocked prone again. This thing is beating you down. But that's all it can do, so it's over to you.
You will wipe the blood, stand and swing. 13 won't do it.
No, sir.
12 won't do it.
Nope.
Yeah, that's him done.
Okay, this thing is up next. It's going to use an action to disengage.
It can try.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't know you have Sentinel.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and use that.
Scratch.
Oh,
22.
very nice. And it can't move now, right?
Nope. It's moving to 0 and its action is used, so that's an 11.
Shite. That undoes what I was planning on doing. So
Charge.
Yeah, back over to you then.
As soon as he has stopped it and angered the beast, he will swing.
Ooh.
13 points in the first attack.
Yes, sir. Another grievous hit with your sword.
And then, feeling that there was something that could have been there, he'll swing again.
Yeah, another great hit. Yeah.
Number 15.
Yeah, this thing looks like, again, badly wounded after you slash and hack at it. But still up. Badly injured, though. This thing is going to try and finish you off before you finish it, because it seems like you're both fairly battered and bruised after this. And yeah, it's just going to make firstly a claw attack. 19 to hit.
Hit.
Again, pulsing with electricity, this thing reels up 10 slashing and 9 lightning.
Alright.
How's Tyrion looking? I actually can't see your health bar.
These look better.
Yeah. Next up then, it's going to come with the hooves. It's a staple.
It's a stable.
12 to hit.
Miss.
Okay. Back to you, Sir Tyrion.
By wiping the blood from his face, he will strike for Dramar.
Yep.
21 for an additional 12.
This thing is hurting big time.
Let's go again. This could be the last one he can give out. 19 for 14.
How do you finish this thing off?
Yes.
Woo!
I'd say with the war cry and the beast, after missing the last stamp attempt, he just half raised up will slice the horse half's innards out. And just...
but like the innards don't even hit the ground before this thing, like, you know, starts to just like fade out of existence, and it does so with a painful screech. So I'm just gonna boop him out of there. So Tyrion, you're presumably, I actually can't see how much hit points you have, but presumably you're in a pretty bad state. You know, as you're kind of catching your breath after that grueling battle, the voice that resonated along the walls speaks again and says, "You are indeed a true paladin. You call upon your god in times of need, but your strength is your own. You are unyielding, and I admire that. You may enter my tomb." And he's going to restore all your hit points. You're healed.
Nice.
So he went from he was looking at about a 30 out of a possible 111.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so you've passed Dromar's test.
As he walks forward after hearing the voice, he'll say, "I am the chosen right hand."
And the barriers drop, so your friends are free to follow.
Well, jolly good show there, my friend.
Yeah, so well fought.
Very impressive. Very, very impressive.
I'm going to pick up his gear and bring it to him.
Yeah.
Seeing as though nobody else seems to care about that.
Turning the corner, Tyrion, more torches just... And you can see a more humble-looking coffin than the one on the very top of the mausoleum. And again, another lectern with a journal on top.
See what the journal has to say.
I have it in my handouts. I shall give it to you, sir.
The more humble coffin just makes me think of that scene from
Last Crusade.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I'm just going to share this to everyone. But it says, let me know. Can you see that?
Yep.
Yep, so it says, Paladin of Torm, my brother. By reading this tome, firstly, you've proven your resolve. But secondly, you have embarked upon a journey that will continue beyond my grave. Let me continue a story of brotherhood and vengeance. Our search for the unholy abomination that robbed us of our brother was slow. The dented armour on our old shoulders felt heavier than it once had been. We coursed through torrential rain, blazing sunlight, howling winds, and roaring thunder, scouring the lands of Custonia in search of the sniff of a clue. It was in Barinthus, where we heard of a lead that took us cross-country to the foot of Mount Renbaster. Between the four of us, we could sense something foul amidst the rocks of this mountain. So we climbed. Let me tell you, the threat we sought lay not atop the summit, but hidden halfway up the mount. Any normal mountaineer would not see past the false rock entrance, but the divine sense of my comrades and I saw through the guise of a foul, noxious stench, all but screamed for us to enter. And so we did. The demon lay in wait, unlike anything. The demon that lay in wait was unlike anything we'd ever seen. We were old, weakened by blinded by vengeance. We were no match for her and her pet. We suffered wounds that would surely lead to our death very soon, which is why Fainall the Broken made the only play we had left. He forced us out of the festering caves of Blackbone Barrow while sealing himself inside, along with our adversaries. He bought us time to regroup and rally the assistance of more paladins, a mightier paladin than us. A paladin that would shine holy light through the blackened rocks of the abomination's lair and rid the world of it for good. A paladin that shines as brightly as our armor, or as our brother Pembroke once did. I beseech thee, brother of Torm, the evils in Blackbone Barrow are not any to be taken lightly. Tread with care and with honour and vigilance. Our work is not done, but alas, our days are soon to expire. We ask you lend us your strength until we meet in the next life, Dromare the Unyielding.
He'll finish reading the journal, close it, and put it in a back satchel, I suppose, a back pocket. And he will make the sign of Torm and bless the casket as he goes to open it.
Yeah, and it creaks open, and inside is the skeleton of a dwarf clutching a breastplate.
Would you like to speak with him?
Now, there is a question I had not thought. Would you? He could have been one of the last to see your father.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, he could have been one of the last to see your father alive. If this truly is Victor, he was one of the paladins accompanied.
Indeed.
You wish to ask him any questions?
Not for me, my friend. I've conversed enough with what was my father, but if you should need to glean any more information or wisdom from this soul, I can certainly provide that facility.
There's a kind offer, Shadar, but I believe he has served his purpose in aiding to arm us against her. He shall rest until he may rest in peace.
Very well.
Tyrion will pick up his assumed great-grandfather's breastplate.
Oh, it is. It matches the piece of armor that you've acquired.
The pauldrons.
Yeah. Matches. Still incomplete, but getting there. Piece of another piece of the puzzle.
Yes. Shall we make our way back out? And he'll close the lid of the coffin and bless it one last time.
All right. Very good. Is there? And as you make your way out of the mausoleum, is there any other business that you would like done in the graveyard?
I don't know. I mean, I suppose on the way out, Shadar will scan the names and the headstones just to see if there's anything sort of plot related or relevant catches his eye.
So again, earlier that morning, you've seen some names you would have recognized from like your background, being a cleric and things like that, but no names kind of stick out that cause you to stop in your tracks and go, hold on, what,
Cool.
Yeah.
All good. Sorry. All good.
Yep. Okie dokie.
I think, and obviously when they get up to the top half of the tomb, he'll replace the statue of the entrance to prevent anyone else from coming down here and
Yes, yeah.
falling into an infernal trap.
Okay. Let me bring you
Just
guys.
walking back behind Satyrion and just being like, what do you want me to do with this armor then if you've got new armor?
he'll obviously take he hasn't been on the breastplate, he'll take his stuff.
So yeah, you can consider yourself re-equipped.
Excellent. What is his armor? What's it considered?
How do you mean?
Tyrion's
Sorry.
old one, the one that Tyrion's just got rid of.
What do you mean? He hasn't got.
I don't guess.
Well, I'm assuming he's changing the breastplate for the new one.
No, it's incomplete.
Oh, okay.
He has to assemble the whole armor, basically.
Got it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 pieces split.
Okay, sorry. I thought you were just like it was like the pauldrons one piece, the chest piece is one. That kind of thing.
Actually, that remind me. You would know something about this as well. So after the game, Ryan, will you remind me to tell you the stuff that you saw about the weapon in Leyden and also this armor?
Yes, of course.
Remind me afterwards. 'Cause just that'll be a lot to type out. So
It was shiny and
it was shiny.
cool.
Actually, it probably wasn't. It needs a good polishing. It's been in a coffin for years.
It was not shiny.
So as you guys kind of re-enter town proper, you can see that the Duke and his men are loading up a cart, and Duke says, "Have you done everything you have needed to do?" Kind of staring at Shadar more than anyone else. And so,
Yes.
I believe the trail for Pethlin awaits.
Indeed. How exciting.
Talking about the trail, have you heard of what's going on at Kingdom's Cross?
I've heard that they've sent a few of the town guard. I had to ring the town guard for information on it, but yes, I heard in the dead of night last night that a convoy left town. Apparently, people being attacked on the road. I think Kingdom's Cross is just an end destination. They cannot pinpoint anywhere along the trail where these attacks have occurred. It seems sporadic and random, but it is between here and Kingdom's Cross from what I've heard. The Duchess is not sent any correspondence directly to Mirren about it, so I'm afraid that's all I know.
Luckily, you have us with you.
Indeed.
The road awaits.
Oh, would you be so kind as to wait here for a moment while I run and fetch Fido from the inn? Well, it won't be but 2 minutes.
Sure.
Tyrion will head back to the inn.
Okie dokie.
Given what I sent to you, Mark, can I insight check that?
Sure.
Oh, there's loads of suspicions.
So much.
30.
I don't think I can beat it, but let's see what the dice guys have to say.
Oh my god.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he wasn't lying. Fido is at the inn.
But is that why he's going to the inn?
Yes, to get Fido.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't
yeah.
be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Okay.
You're gonna leave it?
What's
I
that?
don't know. I'd like you. So you're just gonna hang back. You're not gonna. You're just hanging.
Well,
back.
I mean, like, so I have to go based on what Stephen is telling me, and he's saying that the real reason he's going to the inn is to get Fido. What I was trying to insight check was, is that the real reason, or does he have an ulterior motive? Given
I mean,
what I sent you.
I would say that. So you know for a fact that Fido is there. He did actually leave Fido there.
Mhm.
But I suppose it would be fair enough to say that there could be something there.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well,
If we're leaving, we might be telling our companion that we're leaving.
yeah, he's going to follow then. Just wander off.
All right. So I suppose at a reasonable enough distance, Tyrion, you enter the inn.
Yeah, so Tyrion will enter the inn and he'll go up to perhaps the same barman. Anyway, has our friend returned from her errands?
Oh, I think I'm right there. Like, probably. Well, what time is it now?
Like, let's say for argument's sake, it's 8 a.m. 9 a.m.
Okay.
Because he had because he came back and breakfast. Let's say it's 9 a.m. for shits and giggles.
Yeah, sure. Not entirely sure what I'm doing, but I am probably there on the main floor.
Miss Mina, have you finished your business in Bern?
Just about.
Well, the Duke is fully packed up and awaits us on his carriage. Would you care to leave with us, without us? Would you need to collect any of your belongings?
Her jaw probably clenches real quick, and then she's like, I do believe I still have things upstairs.
Oh, well, no time like the present. If you're coming with us, why don't you retrieve them?
You can tell that she does not want to go up the stairs with you behind her, but she can't find a good way to say it. And so she takes a glance around. There are people around, and then she just goes up the stairs.
Okay.
I should probably clear my room as well, as he'll follow her up.
All right. Yep. That happens.
Okay.
Pull up my spell list real quick for no real reason. But yeah, Mina just pops in her room. Door's open. She didn't lock it this morning, so.
As she walks in, Tyrion will walk behind her. Oh, one last thing, Miss Mina. The rest of our allies and friends believe there is tension and an apology needed, perhaps, for the way I spoke to you in Leyden. I would prefer to say that we need to have an honest discussion and let the truth be the truth. What would you say?
I'd say you're welcome to ask any questions that you have.
And he'll kick the door closed behind him. Well, I could ask many questions. The real question is if you would answer truthfully or not.
Sorry, I had something to say, not that I'm fumbling for something to say. But she probably arches an eyebrow and crosses her arm. She's like, At this point, would you believe anything I had to say?
Well, now that you mention it, there is a way I would believe everything you say. And that is with the help of Torm, of course. Should you be willing and honest with your words, I could portray a zone in this area where you could not lie. All you simply must do is willingly submit.
Do you require that of all your traveling companions?
Only those who withhold pertinent information and disclose it at the most inconvenient time.
I simply disclosed it when I thought it would be useful. If I wasn't planning to go to the Black Bone Barrow with you, which I wasn't, then it didn't matter if I had the teleportation circle.
It's merely suspicious that we spoke of it twice and the evils that lay there. On the third account you bring it up. Now, if you've nothing to hide, surely you have no qualms in submitting to Torm's will.
Oh, I've had fair share with mind magic. You could mean one thing and you could say one thing and intend another.
Well, hence why the zone is important. I say if you allow my questions, I will ask nothing other than what relates to Blackbone, its dwellings, and your true intentions.
And, Sir Tyrion, will you submit to that zone of truth as well?
Of course. I have nothing to hide. Or the most important thing.
Oh. I'm not sure you still have that to hide, Sir Tyrion.
Well, then wouldn't you
Gentleborn?
like... He physically reacts to that, like his hackles go up, his shoulders clench, the pauldrons lift. And he goes, yes, I did believe that it may have arisen. But with great power comes great responsibility. You understand that.
I do. So, now that there's the truth of it, that I've been to the Black Bone and I know your true name, is there anything else you care to know, or have you already decided to kill me?
Oh no, I intend to ask you pertinent questions and go from there. You know my biggest secret, and I need to know it is safe. Not for me, but for those I cannot surround.
So she looks away. And then she kind of nods. And then she goes, all right then, I'll submit myself before your magic. If, and only if, you then submit yourself to mine. And I will bind you by name and by blood, that you are never to harm me.
Well, should your answers be truthful and not negative towards me, mine, or our friends, I would not harm you regardless, so that should not be a problem. But should they directly harm anyone of the safety of my family, such is lifted.
I assure you, your family isn't one I even care about. So cast your magic.
Zone of Truth.
I will willingly fail.
Right, so we may
Do you
let's
willingly
start.
fail, or
Oh yeah, he has he's failing it to tell the truth. So let's start simple. Do you know Esmeralda?
yes?
How do you know Esmeralda?
Esmeralda asked me to join her as a replacement for her lost Vicanus triplets. She said they were weak, that I was strong. Interesting. I'd never spoken to her before, and I haven't spoken to her after.
How did she speak to you?
When you swung the sword that killed Suleme, she reached into my mind.
What were you doing at Blackbone Barrow?
Camping.
Why were you so far from the trail?
Believe it or not, I did tell you the truth. I did not want to be recognized.
Ah, yes, you were hiding from a cage. Whose cage were you hiding from?
I don't believe that's pertinent to what you said you were going to ask me about.
Well, it is seeing who you really are, is it not?
It's a name. It's not a name you'd recognize or name you'd mean anything to you. Speaking of names that mean something to you, how do you feel about being known as a child slayer?
What is a name spread by someone who left the scene too soon? If they stayed, they would have seen the true hag. I'm not a child.
And what would you do if you ever found this person again?
Nothing. It is not their fault they ran scared. They spread rumors, but rumors are like children. They come and go. Actions speak louder than words in most cases.
They do, and have my actions given you reason to doubt me?
None but your most recent.
And what did I do but offer to help?
It was the timing of the offer that was suspicious. As I said before, twice previously we had mentioned intentions of going to Blackbone, and never once had you mentioned knowing the area, having visited it, having been there and not seen anything. But all of a sudden you know the teleportation circle.
I've always known the teleportation circle. I just never intended to travel there with you. Until Esmeralda threatened me.
Well, she threatened you?
She did.
How did she threaten you? I thought she offered you power. Join her.
She did. And then when I declined, I feel the need that I have to specify that I declined. She then threatened me.
But what?
Oh, I don't know. I banished her from my mind before she could finish the thought.
Well, I believe you.
You should. I'm still under your spell.
Who are you really?
My name is Mina Dumont. I am a lady of the Dumont Estates in Aston.
Dumont Estates in Aston. The name Casmina's Shadow Blossom means nothing to you?
I didn't say that.
You know Casmina's Shadow Blossom.
I was born Carmina.
But you changed your name. Would that be a maiden name?
I don't know how to answer that. Last names weren't always important. You took them, you left them. No, Tommy, do you have nightmares about dying?
No, I do not fear death.
That's not what I asked. I asked if you have nightmares of memories of the second that life left your eyes.
Nightmares, I would not say. I would say more memories of a purpose.
Do you no longer have that purpose?
Oh, that purpose is with me and guides me every day. That is the reason I get up in the morning. For when things in the night go bump, I am the thing that must bump back.
So is your vengeance for all things you decide are evil?
No, for if anything endangers the innocent, I am what endangers it.
But specifically the innocent that is your family.
They are my priority, but any innocent will do. Surely you saw how I protected that child in Femlis.
And Tommy, what happens when that becomes a conflict? When an innocent happens to threaten your family with knowledge? Just knowledge that they have. What is your oath then?
It's quite
Be
simple.
innocent?
It's quite simple. With great power comes great responsibility. There is having knowledge and there is sharing knowledge. And that is where the distinction lies.
Oh, but it's possible I could just share this knowledge unintentionally. If someone were to read my mind, see my thoughts, am I not a threat with my existence?
Well, like you said mere moments ago, you are extremely powerful and can banish creatures from your thoughts. I'm sure with that kind of power you could protect.
I would never say that I was powerful. Do you think I'm dangerous?
I think everyone we travel with is dangerous. That's what makes us so effective. A dangerous world, Miss Mina. What was your purpose before you found us?
I decided that I wanted life to be more fun than it was, and so I sought to make it so. I, believe it or not, was just in town to see a show. Until Shadar pulled me from the rubble.
And should you journey with us towards Blackbone, Kingdom's Cross, the surrounding areas, is there anyone we should be wary of that you may still be hiding from or refraining from returning to their cage?
You can leave me to handle that.
Well, if we were to come face to face with Esmeralda, do you think you would have the same control?
Control? In what way?
Well, you rejected her offer and banished her from your mind. Do you think, if graced with her true powers, in front of you, you would do the same?
I'd love to say yes, but the reality is I'm not sure of her true power. I mean you, nor the party any harm, and I wouldn't succumb unless I had no other choice. But I do not have the arrogance to stand before you and claim my power is greater than someone I've never fought against.
I respect that. Well, should you be willing, I believe I have had a satisfactory outcome to this conversation. I am no longer suspicious of your intent or your true intention at Blackbarrow and with Esmeralda. And I'm more than happy to continue as we were prior to the event, if you are.
Is that all? Is there
Yeah.
nothing else?
No, Nothing pertinent to Esmeralda Blackbone and the safety of our companions.
At this point, we're probably both standing looking at each other, right?
I would have thought so.
Yeah, so at this point, she gets uncomfortably close, looking up into your face, and she goes, "So have I passed your little test?" And her hand goes from your bicep up to your shoulders, up to your neck.
Flying colors.
She will fist your hair and then pull you down so that your head is like right next to hers. Goes, "Tyrion Gentleborn, I bind you by blood magic. I bind you by the magic of your name. If you raise your weapon to harm me, let it harm you first. If you harbor intent to harm me, let it fester in your mind until it destroys you. Now that you know my loyalty, my magic will guarantee yours. I bind your safety to mine." And then she lets you go, steps back, and smiles as she casts Yes. And I can put that spell in the chat.
Please do. It's a good spell.
"30 days until you die."
You say anything else?
Well, seeing as she said the name again, as this takes effect, he will flex his neck and then he will say, in the calmest voice, but with such intensity, "And if you ever utter that name again, just remember, it'll be with the last breath you ever take."
Careful now. You just promised me my safety.
"Yes. And should you utter it, the deal is gone. So, we both have assurances."
She will mage hand pick up her pirate's hat and she'll say, "Turns out I didn't actually leave anything in this room after all. Great chat. Let's never do it again." And she'll turn around and walk away.
To the Duke.
Yeah, so when you exit your respective rooms, gather your belongings, you do notice that Shadar is down at the bar, and has been kind of talking with the barkeep, and he turns and notices you guys descend the stairs.
Shadar!
Getting some drink for the road, is it?
You are on mute, Dave.
Sorry, yeah. What? He's looking at me now.
Me? What's up?
Yes, you
Sorry.
uttered my name. What?
Oh, no, it was one of the, like, ingredient, like, "Oh, Shadar!" Not like a...
Oh, I see.
And then she'll probably just lean over the bar and she's like, "I have a wineskin and it looks like I'm about to go on a journey. Could you be a dear and fill it up for me?" And hand it over to the bartender.
Yep, and he does that. He takes that off you and he goes about filling it up for you.
Yep. Shadar will also
Gonna restock
the wineskin, and that's yeah, he's happy out with that.
Okay.
The air is remarkably free of tension from Mina's perspective. I don't know if the same is true for Tyrion.
Sorry, what was that?
I said the air is remarkably clear of tension on Mina's part. I don't know if it's the same for Tyrion.
Yeah. Smiles and happy days, and Tyrion will probably actually pay for the rooms were paid for, or do we have to clear a tab?
I think
Shadar paid for them
Shadar?
when we first got here.
That's right.
He overpaid
right.
for them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I think he like paid for like a whole week, and he only stayed for like 2 or 3 days. Okay, so I suppose with that, with everyone kind of all packed up and ready to go,
I think real quick, Mina
Sure.
will, she kind of orders, she turns away, she's leaning on the bar, and she's like, Shadar, I owe you an apology. Tensions were really high last
No
night,
apology necessary.
and I was a bit rude. But please, stop assuming that you're gonna have to pay me for my services. And then she'll nudge his shoulder. Like, we're in this.
Cool. And he'll take his wineskin and walk out.
Okay, and assuming you guys kind of follow suit once you have all of your gear and equipment, you obviously see Damon and Elfric by the Duke's cart. Himself and his men are ready to go, and now the whole band is back together. He'll say, "Hally forth," and on the road to Kingdom's Cross, and then on to Pethlin with us. It's high time we meet with the Duchess.
Very well.
And close curtain as you guys leave the gates of Mirren.
I think take my horse.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Just
One would hope so, given all the trouble we had.
Another rescue mission for Meal.
The search for Meal Part 2.
So I think that is a natural point to leave it for this evening. So thanks everyone for watching, and most of all, thanks you guys for playing. I barely had to speak this session. The RP was on point, so I technically had a night off. So yeah, thanks everyone, and hope everyone watching and everyone playing had a good time, and we'll see you all in 2 weeks' time.
Had a great time.
Yeah.
All right, see you
Bye,
then.
everyone.
Guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.